My, people come and go so quickly here.
Scream Louder, your update on what was, is, and will be loud. Scream louder now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Screen Louder for the second half, where we've been speaking about CGI and live-action remakes of animated movies that we've seen as children. I'm here with Maggie.
Hello, everyone.
Christy.
Hey.
And Salvador.
Hello, dudes.
And so we jumped off of, we originally started speaking about Jungle Book, we filtered through 101 Dalmatians, and left off with Tarzan. And since then, we have found a picture of Tarzan in all of his majesty.
With a receding hairline.
With a little receding hairline, but there's still a lot of hair there. On his head.
He needs to have dreads, yeah.
I loved his dreads in the animated movie.
But his abs are awesome. Girls are going to go to the movies for his abs.
And he's not just toned, he's bulked up. Like, he's a big guy. Like somebody that could take on a silverback gorilla.
How tall is the actor?
I think he's 6 foot something.
Okay, that's huge.
I'm 6'4". I could be Tarzan in the movie.
You just have to bulk
yeah.
up. You're really lanky, Salvador.
Me, Tarzan, you, Jane.
Me, Tarzan, I'm hungry. But yeah, Christy was super excited about Tarzan.
Yeah, I am
She
super
really
excited
wants
about
to see
Tarzan.
the movie. But the animals are going to talk.
They better.
They're going to speak.
Dude,
Like,
Kerchak is a boss. The silverback gorilla, the father of the entire clan. I'm stoked for that, you know. He empowered everything in that movie. He was the person that everybody looked up to. He saved, you know, what are they called? It's not a clan. Is it a clan? It's a family. It's called a family. It's legitimately a family.
Ohana.
The group, no, not Ohana.
Ohana means family, according to Lilo.
Family means nobody gets left behind. But then he is always watching for him, and I think that's going to be awesome if they still incorporate that and the family value that Kerchak resembles in.
I don't know if they will, because even in the animated version, they do talk, but at the end of it, whenever you have Jane actually meeting all of these monkeys, there is no talking. It's them oohing and awing. So, like, it gives the impression that the whole time Tarzan was talking like that.
That's true.
So I don't know if they will. I don't know if they won't. There's a whole bunch of ways that
they could go about doing it the same way, where we hear the gorillas when they're with Tarzan, but not when they're with Jane.
Maybe.
That could be true, too.
So they could go along that. We could just watch subtitles the whole time. That'd be cool, right?
No, that's not cool.
No.
I'm tired of watching movies with subtitles.
Do you know what movie I really want them to recreate? The movie Spirit.
Stallion of the Cimarron.
It would be so hard because it's mostly about horses, but I mean, it was such a good movie and had the best soundtrack.
Bryan Adams.
I think it was so cool how they didn't really make the animals talk. You know, like there was a narration.
Oh no,
of
it was amazing.
You know?
They
was amazing.
along with Wall-E, robots, they give everything through their actions, their features, their facial expressions, which is easy to do with animation, but still, they were able to bring everything across. You know, the little pranks that Spirit was playing on the Indian boy and everything like that. We see Wall-E portraying everything that he needs to portray to Eve and everything, you know, how he was afraid when the cockroach almost died, but then it just popped right back up. We got that same feeling, and he didn't say anything. He made a little noise, and that was it.
Oh, just by actions.
Exactly. So it's possible. I think it'd be sweet to see Stallion of the Cimarron.
You should write a letter to the studio, Chris.
I should write a letter.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like I would get a letter back. You have no importance here. Don't write us again. But thinking about it, there's so many things in the movie Spirit that just would be so hard to do. Like whenever they're falling off the waterfall, there's two horses, and they could animate that. But if they even had them in the water a little bit, I mean, it would be hard.
Horses are scared of water in the very beginning. Like that is one of the things that you need to train a horse to do. Me coming from a farm background, not just some geek behind a microphone right now, but yeah, that's one of the things you actually have to train them to do is recognize water and see that they can't be afraid of it because they see it moving it's the ground. The ground is moving to a horse. And to actually get horses, I mean, they've done it before. We've seen horses in tons of different movies. But so they could do it again. I think what would be really cool is to bring back the importance of Native Americans through that movie. I think it would be awesome to see a person play the Native American boy and as the main role. You know, other than Spirit the horse, and come back and show the relationship between them and the U.S. Marshals that were coming to take their land and everything that they had.
When you think about Spirit, it is a sad movie through the whole thing, and then it ends pretty happy. But whenever you think about it being an adult none of their lives ended happy at the very, very, very end. I mean, we kind of took over everything, everybody.
They have to do that horse jump where they jump over the entire canyon, though. That's got to be like a full 20 seconds of the movie with the slow-mo, Bryan Adams in the background and everything, and then the horse nods at the marshal nods at the horse, and then everybody moves on.
That would be so hard. Even just animated, I mean, it would be pretty easy animated in a sense, but I can just picture all of these scenes from that movie just
What's the name of the girl horse?
Feather.
It's not Feather.
I don't know, she had the feather, so...
I forgot. It was something along the lines of, it was wind. It was something to do with wind. But on the thought process of animals, a movie that I would like to see, going back to bringing animated movies into live-action movies, would be Robin Hood, the Disney one. With the animated foxes, the bears, the
King.
raccoons, the king, a lion with no mane. How embarrassing.
And this big cane.
King John. The big what?
Cane? Is that correct? Yeah, it's like a chicken.
The rooster.
No, it's not
Oh,
a rooster.
the hen?
Oh,
hen.
damn.
The hen that's like
Sorry,
the boss
I
that
want to start
takes
taking,
on like
I want to start taking English
40
classes.
rhinos.
Yeah.
If we could do that for real, I think that'd be amazing. With the
Yeah.
rooster as the storyteller.
Oh,
Totally legit.
yeah.
Not in Nottingham. It'd be so cool.
Well, Maggie talked whenever we weren't rolling about
Yep.
if she thinks that the inspiration came from Once Upon a Time. And I just thought of,
The TV series.
Yeah.
I just thought of Peter Pan. That was a long time ago. I was a kid whenever the human version of Peter Pan
I was
came
like
out.
in second grade.
And I
Robin-
loved it so
Robin
much.
Williams?
No.
The
That's
version?
Hook.
No.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen tons of versions of Peter
Yeah.
Pan come out.
Well, yes, but this one was the actual story of Peter Pan. They tried to follow the animated version as much as possible.
With the little boy that turns pink.
Yes, with the little
That
boy
one.
that turns pink.
I
He's
did not like
he's
that
not too
one.
famous now. He's in a few things. He was just in Into the Storm a couple years ago. But I mean, that was the one that I really remember being like the first to convert animated to
Yeah,
real.
It came out in 2003.
With
The
Peter
last
Pan, we
version
see.
they
I mean,
released-
Peter Pan's been one of my favorite. It's one of the few books that I've read twice. So I've read the book. It goes from, and we see that also in the J.M. Barrie movie, all about J.M. Barrie and creating Peter Pan, Finding Neverland. So that's also something to do with Peter Pan. It's really cool how J.M. Barrie, the writer of the book, moved it into a play, or wrote it as a playwright and then put it into book form. And originally, Peter Pan was played by a woman, a petite girl that played Peter Pan, and then we moved to Disney. A couple transitions in between there on the play scene, and then we see the Disney movie of Peter Pan. Very cool, because he's hilarious and totally childlike. You know, he's totally kiddish. And we also see that in the one that Christy was speaking of, where he turns pink.
I don't want to say childlike. He doesn't seem like a child in the movie. He seems like an immature adult.
He understands things.
He has all of the processes to get there, and he has all of the things that make him an adult. But when it comes down to those decisions,
He doesn't want to be.
he doesn't want to be, so he chooses not to be. And he'll be like, why do you have to spoil everything? And you're no fun. And just, he's an adult. He's just not mature.
He doesn't realize that girls can be fun too. He's there with his Lost Boys, just living it up, killing pirates. So then we see Hook with Robin Williams, rest in peace. That was amazing. Rufio. I think Hook had the most amazing character to play Hook that I've ever seen. That was fantastic. And now, 2015, we saw the movie Pan with Hugh Jackman playing Blackbeard, which was a total spin-off, total change to the entire story. So there's a lot of controversy there as to how people like that movie. We see old school. We've got all these, old ships and everything like that, and then they've got this new song that came out that they sang along and made it the pirate song.
Yeah, I didn't hear
Entertain
good
us.
reviews on it at all. Everybody that I talked to personally about it was just, it wasn't the story that they wanted. I mean, it just wasn't.
I enjoyed it just because it gave us kind of a fantasy look at everything.
Yeah.
Everything was totally something that you would see in a dream. Floating pirate ships. You had bubbles full of different worlds. Going to the second star to the right, whatever, you had your horror side, which was the pirates kidnapping the children, and the children living in a world of war at the time. Things were getting exploded, and there was war going on right there. And they were kidnapped and brought to a horrible world, but then found out to be a better world. You had Peter Pan overcoming his fear and his disbelief in himself and others, being an orphan and not, I would guess from that side of life, you really don't trust anybody. Yeah. Everything's been taken away from you so many times. And so now he's got, and we run into the fairies, which are totally cool, and Tiger Lily, the babe. That was cool. Sad. Oh man, that tore my heart up when everybody from the Indian village were killed off by the pirates.
But what about Alice in Wonderland? The second part is all.
It already came out, right?
About hit the movie theaters.
Yeah.
The second
one? No.
What movie are you talking about?
Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, there is going to be another. It's called Through the Looking Glass. Alice
Yes.
Through the Looking Glass, which
from the books.
I'm super excited for. Tim Burton is my favorite director, and now he's a producer for it. But it's gonna be awesome. Mm-hmm.
The first one was pretty good.
With Johnny Depp
Yeah.
as the Mad Hatter.
That one, they did a lot of green screen work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was interesting green screen work because they would have to get people into these green screen suits and have them wear weird shapes and still try to make it work.
Isn't Humpty Dumpty on the book?
Humpty Dumpty is book.
No, I mean, but this character is in the story of Alice, right?
I don't know if there is a Humpty Dumpty. There's the two twins that kind of look like Humpty
Tweedledee
Dumpty.
and
Oh,
Tweedledum. Yeah.
But
And that's from the cartoon as well. They definitely look like two
It's
little
so
legs
weird comparing
chilling
them
together.
to the cartoon version because in the cartoon version they look so bubbly and like
Yeah, and yellow and red.
yeah, and
Exactly.
happy, and in like the live action one,
like
they
bold
look
emos.
creepy and weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wanted
there
to
you
take
go.
one of them
That's-
home. They were
That's,
adorable.
who was the one that made that movie? That's Tim Burton, right? And
Yeah.
Tim Burton
there
was
you
the
go.
director of the
What do you
last one.
expect?
Especially
That's his spin on
Gotham.
everything. So
Yeah.
you see that in a lot of his films. So continuing on with saying goodbye, those are live action CGI from animated movies to real life. So there's some pretty fantastic ones. I'd encourage you guys to go out there and check them out. And looking forward to The Jungle Book on April 15th. Go get your tickets. It's going to be a blast. Deuces from Raz.
Goodbye.
I'm not a vampire. Adios.
Bye.